Yeah, what is good, Shadow Gang? What is good? We back at it again with another video. Y'all know what to do, man. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, like the video, check out my previous videos and all that. And once again, y'all, you know what we're here to do. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all know what we're here to talk about. And you know I had to come back with my partner in crime, the one, the only Black Couch Booking. Talk to him, Couch.
You too, what's going on, man? Black Couch Booking here with Ricky the Shadow, man. Back on the channel. Shadow Couch is in the building. And we
Mm-hmm.
here to talk about a really good topic that everybody should be watching. So like the video before we even get into the video.
Yes. All right, y'all. So for those y'all that are regulars, y'all know a couple weeks back, maybe a good month or two, me and my boy Ed, shout out to Ed, made a video about black champions in Ring of Honor. And I said to myself, yo, Tony's going in the right direction. Because, we always talk about how, not a lot of minorities, especially black people in wrestling, get that opportunity to shine. And Tony Khan decided to say, "Hey, let's up the antics. Let's see where I can go with this." Right now, every singles belt in Ring of Honor, two out of the three singles belt in Ring of Honor, and every singles belt in AEW are right now being held by black women. Like, let's talk about it, Couch. How you feel about it, man? Because we got Athena being the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She won that back in 2022 of December. That's true. We had Miles World win the TBS championship earlier in July. We got Willow Nightingale, who recently just became AEW Women's Champion around the same, if correct me if I'm wrong, the same night Miles World won her belt, right? Then we got Mercedes Marnay doing a two-time back-to-back Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament winner. Only one that's still carrying that belt, like it actually has prestige, and she is adding prestige to it. And of course, we can't forget about the underrated, underappreciated Red Velvet with the Women's Ring of Honor World TV Championship, man. Let's talk about it, Couch. Well, how you feel about it, man?
I think it's a good thing. I don't like to compare and contrast. So this will be the last time I mention well, it might be the last time I mentioned WWE, but it's funny we have no black women champions in
Mm-hmm.
WWE. Not even NXT, I don't believe. So, nah, not
Mm-hmm.
even NXT. So it's crazy how Tony Khan, letting the black women shine. And then, of course, there's people that's been complaining, saying that Tony Khan just does that to appease people. But these women are actually doing significant things with their titles. Either way, even if Willow loses at All In, Mercedes Monet will be the one to take the belt. So it's still going to be all black women champions unless Maya World changes hands. And speaking of which, Maya World, the youngest woman out of all of them to win the championship, which is dope,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good moment, which it wasn't forced because she could have won the Owen Hart tournament. People were saying, oh, she going to win because she had a death in her family, but that's false. That actually didn't happen. So
Mm-hmm.
she actually got it organically, and people was pushing for her to win, and she already defended. Well, I think she already did have a
Mm-hmm.
title defense,
She
and
did.
won that tag team match the other day. So Red Velvet's still going strong, a multi-time champion now, but she lost it and got it back. And I
Yeah.
think she's probably one of the better ones who've been consistent outside of Athena because she's been champ for like over 1,000 days. So I think Tony
Mm-hmm.
Khan doing a good thing, and I think people are never going to be satisfied. So I'm gonna just say I'm satisfied. I'm happy with it, and I'm
Yeah.
rocking. And it's because it's not like he doing it on purpose. It don't feel like he's doing it on purpose. But
Mm-hmm.
Willow is a logical choice. Mercedes Monet is a logical choice. Meyerwell was an organic choice. Red Velvet been going crazy in Ring of Honor. So regardless, if not Queen Aminata probably would have got the belt. They probably could have ran something up. And then Athena, I mean, I don't know why he wanted to hold it for that long, but I mean, we let Roman hold the belt for 1,000 days. So I don't know what the problem is.
I agree with that, man. Okay, and I like what you brought up. That doesn't feel like Tony Khan's purposely like, who's this black woman? Let me make her champion. He's looking at actual real talent. Whereas other companies, they will look at a black talent, especially a black woman, and maybe in recent years they said, yeah, we'll give them the world title, like a Bianca Belair and stuff. But keep in mind, it's only recent. we still had to deal with like the Naomi. I'm still gonna stand with what I said months ago. The original plan, I refuse to believe it was to make her world champ. I think they just said, heck, why not? Let's see where it goes. And then obviously, she's doing her thing with the baby because it took her how many years to get a third world title? A third, not a fourth, not a fifth, not a sixth, a third. But what I love about Tony is he's aware that majority of his top workers are minorities, especially in the women's division. He's aware that they're black women. I mean, he's been doing this for the longest. I mean, the first ever TBS women's champion is Jade Cargill, and she held it the longest. And then guess what? He had Mercedes Moné join the biggest women's wrestler in the world, in my opinion. I'm going to stand by it. And she ended up breaking that record of the longest reigning TBS women's champion. She held it for so long that he made sure he gave her the opportunity to become 13 belt Monet. 13 belts. That's more than Ultimate Dragon and all of them, or Ultimate and all them dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? So Tony Khan's doing his thing. I'm liking where this is going. Now, I will say I'm not gonna critique his booking because I will say I think I like what he's doing with it. He's not rushing it, but he's also not dragging it, if that makes sense. Because there's times where you look at wrestling companies and you see a black woman really hitting the ceiling, you'd be like, hey, you want to like push her, but you don't want to rush it and then miss the mark, but you also don't want to drag it. And I think so far he's done it the complete right way with these women. That's literally what I got to say about that, because he just knows what he's doing because he's a fan. He understands that, like, there's people that got to look up to these women, man. And I think he's doing a tremendous job.
Nah, it's facts, and like I said, it's not just a thing of it. It's just something that is a coincidence, to be honest. Because you got to think about the people who just had the belt right before them: Tekla, who might well be Sheeta,
Mm-hmm.
Athena. I forgot who she be for. That was a long ass time
Yeah,
ago.
sure. I was
But
still in
then you
high
got,
school.
Deanna Peraza got the other belt in Ring of Honor, so it's not like a clean sweep. And then the
Mm-hmm.
tag team champions is Megan Bayne and Cross, so it's not
Yeah.
like they just running the whole thing. Them having a
Mm-hmm.
majority isn't a bad thing, because when majority white people have belts, people don't really talk about that. It
Right.
just feels normal. So this should feel normal for a lot of people,
Yes.
but we got to bring it up because it's something that
Mm-hmm.
I don't think has happened in WWE. Not really.
Can't remember. I think the closest was New Day, and they had to share a belt because there was three of them. So
Facts.
not they
So
couldn't even get one of them. I mean, yeah, we can count Kofi winning the world title, but that was after they won them tag belts and shared it like 8 times almost. Shoot. But yeah, man.
facts.
And I will say, man, with this, I feel like this tells you that Tony is probably the closest thing to almost a perfect booker in a way. Because the thing with Tony is, put it like this, because I try not my best not trying to compare with WWE and that, but we know that there will always be those people that just will do that. With WWE, and Couch, I said this before, you've been on stream with me. A lot of times they look at a Samoan, they see how they dress, they see how they act, they see how they carry themselves, and they think, hey, this is close enough to, a black person. And they push them how many times? I mean, we can go on and on about it. With Tony, I feel like when you look at what he's doing, especially with these black women, he's not saying like, "Oh, hey, you're close enough to a black woman, or you're close enough to like being in like a culture that understands it." He's actually pushing black women, and he's actually doing it because they're doing good. Maya World's been putting in that work. Ever since that issue with those two wrestlers that didn't want to do the 3-minute match, and they walked out. My World took the place, and since look, her career's been on a roll. Same thing with
Mhm.
Mercedes Moné. She bet on herself, and she's again the best woman wrestler alive right now. You could say she's the better of all time, top 5, top 3. Like he's doing his thing, and Willow, everybody loves Willow. I don't think Willow has not one hater. If you hate Willow, you want something else. I see her how I saw Big E. Like you just can't hate this character. It's lovable. And she's right now the AEW Women's World Champion, doing her thing. And the best part is, she keeps it. You have a black woman who's still champion, but if she loses it to Mercedes, you still have a black woman losing it to a black woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just everything Tony's doing, again, like I agree, I don't think he's doing it purposely. I don't think he's purposely being like, let me look at all my black talent and make sure I pick 2 or 3 of them to make champions. I think he's looking at who is doing their best, who's doing their thing, who's connected with the crowd, who's bringing in money, who's getting that crowd reaction that they need, and he's pushing them. And then he's like, you know what? They are black women, but again, this is off because they're talented. While other companies, not just WWE, we can talk about back in the day, down south and all them, they wouldn't even push a black person to mid card just because they were black. Because they back in the day, it was easier pushing a generic white person as champion than it was to push a charismatic black person. You know? So yeah, man, Tony Khan's doing his thing, man. I'm happy for it. I'm happy for all of them. I'm happy for Red Velvet. I'm happy for Athena. I'm happy for Mercedes, Willow, Amaya, all of them. And I ain't gonna lie, man, this year's been a good year for a lot of black wrestlers, especially black women right now. Like, who can say, what other booker out there can say, hey, I own a wrestling company and my main champions are black women and they're good and they're doing their thing. And it's not because of a cause. It's not because it's Black History Month or Women History Month, none of that. He's doing it because that's who he wants to be champion. That's who we want to be champion. We've been asking for Willow Nightingale to get that push. We've been asking for Red Velvet to get the opportunities. And he's giving us fan service. And shout out to Tony for that, man. Any other thing you gotta say, Couch?
Nah, man, I'm saying I still think he still got one more. If I offer one piece of criticism, he just got one more. You got to finish the story with Queen Aminata. Once she gets something, then he hit the royal flush, and then I ain't nothing I could say. But until then, that'll be my only criticism. But other than that, I'm looking forward to All In.
I agree that Queen Aminata thing gotta happen. And if I was to add one more, I'll say I need to see Maya World, because she is a TBS champion. I need to see her on Dynamite. The one thing I don't agree is the TNT championship being on TBS Dynamite and the TBS championship being on TNT Collision. That's my critique I'll add to that. But nonetheless, she's getting her TV time, and I'm happy for that. And yeah, Tony's doing his thing, man. So we're gonna see what happens, because he could have easily changed this, because this could have been a 1 month thing. It could have been a 1 month thing, and we're about to be close to All In. And look, we're about to have black women coming in as champions, and these belts are like the main focus of AEW and Ring of Honor, the ones they have. So yeah, man. But y'all already know, man. It's your boy Black Couch and your boy Ricky the Shadow. We doing our thing, man. Couch, tell them where they can find you and all that.
Hey man, YouTube Black House Booking, Instagram Real Black House Booking, TikTok Black House Booking, but we try to stay away from there, man. Y'all a little crazy, but y'all make sure y'all follow me, like this video, hype this video, and if y'all want some more, y'all let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, and y'all know where to find me on my socials, Ricky the Shadow. And also, I want y'all to do me a favor. Make sure y'all show some love to my boy Black Couch Music. Homie's posting that thing, man. Hey, yo, Couch, we need to be careful for an album or something, man.
I'm just dropping when I feel like it now, but you never know, man. I might got to make something happen. I'm starting to get into the groove.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me know. I'm react to that thing the minute it drops. You already know.
Say less.
Yeah, but y'all take care. Y'all stay safe. Peace.
Peace out.